Dark mode enabled. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Heather.
How are you, my dear?
I'm doing wonderful. Today's a good day.
Yes, today is actually a pretty good. It's actually a really good day. Not a pretty good day. It's a really good day. The sun
Yeah,
is actually out. It's nice.
yes.
Yes.
And I've
So.
got some exciting news I can't even share, but soon the
Soon.
embargo shall be lifted.
Yay! I'm excited to hear your exciting news, and I bet everybody's excited to hear your exciting news.
Well, I don't know about that, but tell me what's going on with you.
Catching up with Cox and Clark.
So, lots happening. I am taking off for 2 days just because I want to, because that is the power of being an entrepreneur and making your own business and
Yeah.
making your own schedule. Um, I'm turning 40 in less than a month. So I want to do something fun like in the next month. Just something like I just want to like pack my schedule with fun things because this is my last month of my 30s. So um and that includes going to lunch with you next week. So
Yeah.
excited about that. And I was like totally manic last week. So I was like, let's just redo our whole entire backyard patio area.
Love it.
And because like okay, so there's this little old lady down the street who moved out of her house to move in with her daughter, and so she had a lot of stuff to get rid of, and we were able to snag a bunch of really awesome antiques, and
Ooh.
also a fresh new backyard patio furniture set. So that's what kind of kickstarted the backyard patio revamp. But that's what's going on with me. Jane, what are you doing? What have you been up to?
Um, let's see. Oh, I know. I was nominated for 40 under 40. Except I'm 41, so I got a little giggle
Woo!
out of that. I was like, okay,
Oh,
all
so you
right.
know how I was like, I'm still 40, so like under 40, so technically, blah, blah, blah. It was like you have to still be 40 by September 2025. I was like, womp womp, like,
Yeah,
so,
I aged out. Sorry, guys, running out
but
of people.
I love that you got nominated still. You're gonna probably be nominated into your 50s. Just saying.
Nice. Let's
Just
hope
saying.
so. Still
Yeah, so
got
what else?
it. Well, that's really it. I mean, anything we're talking about, I guess. Hey, we have to cut it short today because you have a thing. So I think we should just dive right
Oh.
into our stories, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I'm super stoked. So, today we're talking about the family entrepreneur. We are both from entrepreneurial families. We have entrepreneurial backgrounds. We grew up watching our family members have businesses, and I know that probably, lit a fire under our own butts in regards to having our own business and being an entrepreneur. So, I mean, I didn't even realize for the longest time that your dad was a business owner. So I didn't realize that
Yeah.
you are coming from a family of entrepreneurs. So I want to hear more about you and your story first, honestly.
Gosh, I mean, I remember one day going downstairs and there were like a dozen boxes in the living room and they were so big. I felt like I was in a newsroom, like going through a maze of newspapers or something. And that was when he decided to leave the life of insurance and go into he's an IT guy, networking guy. So he had his own business. And when I was of course I worked there and he actually paid me. I'm gonna say like $10 an hour. Like that's high back then,
No,
girl.
that's
Okay.
crazy high back then.
Crazy
Woo!
high
Thanks.
then. So, but I learned how to do contracts and tracking your time and billing and accounting. And by the way, I'm still not good at accounting. Talking to people on the phone, like so uncomfortable. I was terrified, how to use a checkbook, how to open a bank account, like all of that I learned from my daddy. Um, and I just remember him being really, feast or famine, excited, not excited, bad mood, good mood, and I think that's when I realized that, like, anxiety is real.
A
Anxiety is
hundred
real.
percent.
Yeah, and and now that I have my own business, I really understand, when he wasn't in a good mood, when he was in a good mood, and what could have been affecting that, from a business standpoint. Because my mom actually stayed home with us, so my dad was the breadwinner for the whole family. And so when he
Oh,
decided to go
wow,
business for him,
really?
yeah, and when he
Wow.
went in business with himself, I think he actually had a partner at that point, which makes everything more fun. And yeah, and now his business is decades old. I don't know, God, 30 years maybe more that he's been doing it. And by the way, like he's done literally zero marketing. So he kind of taught me about referrals and the importance of them.
I love that so much. I
Yeah.
love that so much. Like referrals, like, and we come from a state that is all about the freaking referral. Like, honestly, like I think, and I think that's why they call it the Delaware way, because like it totally
Yeah.
is. Like that totally is. So what are some like lessons that he has instilled upon you? Um,
Okay, well, I have exactly 12, and I'll make this quick. The first one is customer service done right, and just be the hero. If my dad's on vacation and someone calls the server down, vacation is over. Over. Me, I
Vacation's
wouldn't do that,
over.
but that's my dad. My dad has the best work ethic you've ever seen. I also learned client work comes first, and you really shouldn't be working on your business between the hours of 9 and 5. Like 9 and 5 should be billable work, right? So that way you're not focusing on the wrong things. And this is the mistake I actually made in my business that I kind of, corrected. Obviously, I'm still here. But I remember kind of going against that and being like, oh, I understand now. I see the light. He also taught me about going big or going home. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. So, and that's hobbies. Like he always goes all in. If he wants to do hockey, he's gonna buy all new hockey gear, Kelsey. Like he's just that kind of guy. And by the way, Kelsey, my dad used to play hockey. Probably still does. I don't know if you knew that. Um, Also high risk, high reward. Like my dad was like, see ya, insurance. I'm starting my new business now, and that's scary. But there is like a calculated risk, right? So I don't know if I would. And actually, yeah, I quit my job because I hated it so much. I started my own business. So yep, I learned that high risk, high reward, and it pays off. How to handle difficult clients or client disputes, and that they even happen. You know, and this is a big one for me. But like, what respect looks like in business. Now I know when someone's treating me poorly. He taught me a lot about the boundaries of that. Dressing the part, kind of old school views, but be professional because how you show up absolutely matters. And three more, well, two more actually. If you're working yourself to death, you're poor as hell, you need to raise your prices or take a look at your business model. So if you're absolutely exhausted because you're working your
Yes,
ass off,
that one.
you should be having the monies. Freedom. Freedom is worth more than any dollar on your terms, your way. And an exit strategy now that we're getting older, like what are you doing for retirement? Can the business run without you? Can you sell it? Like, what's the plan afterwards? Like, so I'm thinking about that, just watching him kind of go through the seasons, and I'm gearing up for that. Um, And then, okay, Heather, I want to know some of your stories, but I do have a couple takeaway. Well, one main takeaway from all this, I'll just say it, whatever, is like I think what our generation can contribute to entrepreneurship is work-life balance and more colorful language, for sure. I love hyperbole. I love all of that. So I think we bring that to the industry as millennials.
For sure.
Now you have a lot of family members that are in business, right, Heather? Like you have, tell me about it. Like your
I have
mom, your sister.
sisters, my
Yeah.
mom, my dad, my cousins.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all kind of nutty in that regard.
So
But
did
how
you,
well
sorry, go ahead, Heather.
no, but I just wanted to ask you like what exactly like so how when did your dad start his business? And does
Yeah.
and is he and he's still in business?
Yeah. It's been like 30 years or more. And he hasn't done a single piece of marketing.
That's bonkers.
Yeah. I think he has I did his website for free. You're welcome
And what
to.
is it?
Oh my God. So my dad is Fred Criddle. His business is CNS Computer Consulting. He's an IT dude.
Nice.
And I have some really great memories of like him building computers for me from like leftover client parts, like if a client got an upgrade and then he has all these old parts, he'd build me something. And it was really special. So
So it's CNS Computer Consulting.
that's it. You nailed it.
Hold on. So CSCC.net.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo, stop.
No, it's only marketing. I built that probably about 8 years
Dude,
ago.
that is so great. Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh my god. And the
no,
girl,
I
the
am proud of the
copyright
logo
is from
though.
2015.
I'm proud of the logo, okay? I'm super
Dude,
proud
yo,
of
that
it.
logo is boss. I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Okay, so I mean, all right, I got questions. So, was it almost like obligatory to go into business for yourself?
No, God, no. Okay, so my mom owned the Wallflower Gift Boutique in Hockessin. Well, first she opened up her business in the front foyer of our house, and it was basically she made like a little shop in the front of our house.
Mm,
And that was the Wallflower, and then she did a pop up. I don't know if you know where the Green Bank Mill is.
but that to
Okay,
me
so that's in
nothing.
like Price's Corner area.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't get out much
It's
either.
like right by the Arby's, but in Price's
Yeah,
Corner.
yummy. Okay.
So it's on that like back road, Greenbank Mill Road. So like my mom had these pop-ups and she would do them twice a year. And so like my my dad would be directing traffic. Like it was a huge thing. Like
Like
every
Milburn
year it was like
Orchards, like level.
yeah, yeah. So it was like this craft show, and my mom would get all these artisan and like artisanal crafters and consignment crafters, and she just put on this big craft show. And then one day they came into some money, and so they took that money to open up my mom's store in Lantana Square. And so that's how the Wallflower Gift Boutique was born, and she was there for 10 years.
Oh my gosh. So she
Yeah.
founded it basically.
Yeah, so I grew up in like basically watching her, and like also she would do like the flower market, the ice cream festival, like
Yeah.
she ran the craft show circuits, and I would be, there on the weekends, you know, basically wrapping up the stuff she made, or I would be on working the weekends while she's at a craft show, and having to tend to the store. So I grew up watching her do her books and watching customer service and all of that stuff. So um
And
but
that's
then
why you felt you did the ebooks. Like you do so many ebooks. Like that was a lesson you learned
yeah,
from her.
so then 2008 happened,
Oh yeah.
and the crash came. So then we had to close. My mom closed the store, and so then she went to work for Raymore and Flanagan. And so she went back to corporate. And so when I was like, okay, like I want to start, I didn't know what I wanted to do, honestly. Like I went back to college, I dropped out of university, I dropped out of community college, I finally got a certificate. I had no clue what I wanted to do. I was a certified nursing assistant, and that was like my
What?
job at the time. Um and I worked at a Quaker nonprofit nursing home. Like I don't like I didn't think that I was going to be doing what I'm doing. But then I was like, okay, well, I got hurt on the job. So then that kind of put me like, okay, well, like now I don't have insurance. I mean, I can't, I don't even know what to do. So
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of went on this journey of like, okay, like first I created a mobile notary company. I then made what is called a Girl Friday company, which is basically
Mm.
like, like a gopher. I'm gonna
I feel
go
like
get
I
your
remember that.
yeah, yeah. And then I don't know how I landed there. I think I took a job at my boss's company back then, at a short sale company. And then he asked me to create a website for him. And I had never done WordPress. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll try it out. And then I
Wait, when
did. And I made
was
his,
what year was this?
it was 20, I don't even remember,
Like
honestly.
10?
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah. 2010, 2009. Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
after 2008, the crash, right? So
Right.
I was
Yep.
working at my mom's store when the crash happened. Then once the store closed, I was like, well, what do I do now?
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, like I gotta find something. So I went on Craigslist and he was looking for an executive assistant. And I was like, dude, I could be an executive assistant. So, I did that and and then he needed a website. So I was like, all right, let me just create a WordPress website. And then I taught myself how to code. I quit that job, but I still maintained his website. And that's kind of like how I started my own thing. It was
Yay.
my business was formed out of necessity, not
Same.
it wasn't like, oh, this is my plan and here's my business plan and let me go talk to investors and let me, like, no, this was more of like, dude, I need to eat. Like I need to put like food on the table and like pay my bills.
Yeah.
So, and then it just kind of grew from there, right? And so, like, same with, well, my sisters, are kind of the same way. We all kind of went through like this journey of like, what do we want to do? My younger sister, she was more on the art side of things. She became a large scale mural installationist.
Ooh.
And then she already took plant sciences and created a course for Cornell and like all this stuff. So then she created um she owns a landscape horticulture company down in Washington D.C. called Strawberry Fields. She also
Mm.
owns two urban farms called Lillian Farms and oh my god, Millie Farms. So there's Millie Farms and Lillian Farms. That's in Washington D.C. And then my older sister owns Mockingbird Studios, which is in New Zealand, and it's a recording studio.
I
Um,
love it so much. I really
dude,
do.
it's like, and that's the thing though. It's like, but there's the downside of it all, right? It
Which
sounds
is?
great, but like we tend to lean towards the business side of life, and that's why I'm not very good at the personal relationship side of things. I'm not, I'm very strong in speaking about business, speaking about what I do and who I serve. And, I could talk until I'm blue in the face about social media, SEO, marketing, all of it. But like my personal relationships, like in my friendships, my
Mm.
life, my family, it could get difficult because I'm in my marriage. It's difficult because I was raised to be a business owner. So
Yeah.
sometimes it could get a little difficult to be like, okay, well, like, let's not, can we talk about something other than business? Like, so
I have no idea what to say. Like, I like turtles, like I got nothing.
yeah.
I like to play video games. Hey, let's bring up Teresa. Teresa Paul. She says she's learned about relationships when she started learning how to ask the right questions.
Yes, and I just want to say, everybody, thank you so much for being here on Dark Mode Live. We record here on Clubhouse every Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST, 9 a.m. PST. This is a live podcast, so you can actually listen to the replays here on Clubhouse or visit darkmodelive.com or visit Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Teresa, for coming up to the stage here on Clubhouse and being a part of the Dark Mode Live podcast. Teresa, are you a part of a family of entrepreneurs, or did you grow up watching somebody be a business owner? Were you inspired by that? Please unmic and tell us a little bit more.
No, I wish I had. um,
Hi.
my parents did the best they could because they are from that mindset where you go in, you clock out. I took care of, or me and my sister both took care of my younger brothers and cook, cooked dinner so that when my mother and dad came home that they didn't have to wait another hour to eat because they had almost an hour commute to work.
Ooh, that's rough.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is hard. Yeah.
And when it was time for me to look for a place to live, and I'm thinking there is no way that I'm going to live 50 miles out from the capital of Illinois if that's where the jobs are, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a young adult. So I moved to where I wanted to be when we moved back to Illinois when I was starting freshman high school, because I like to have the local amenities of a grocery store and a Walmart and all the things. I wanted to get out of the town that I went to high school in because it was just so small and not very opportunity. I don't know. And I had a son with autism that he ended up going to therapies a lot at the hospital, and I wanted him to have access to better education. It was just it was only a move of 17 miles, but I had to do it.
Did it change everything?
No, I mean, let's just say that I married wrong because I married familiar behavior, which was my parents' dysfunction and codependency. And so I would like to have like a mentorship business where I help people in that because I have 25 years of experience. And then I also have a product affiliate business that is just one product. I'm not going on Amazon or anything like that. It's just that a lot of businesses are moving away from MLM and two-tier affiliate for many, many good reasons. But so my thing of it is that I have ADHD and late diagnosed in December of 22, and I had it all my life. And my day job is in insurance. I've been doing it for 20 years, but I'm not the agent. And when I think it was Jane that said something about work life respect, and I don't know if it's because I'm a woman or what the crap, or maybe I just didn't, because of my background I didn't know how to respond. You know, sometimes you just carry that baggage and you don't know how to respond to people, and so
Yeah.
you're just kind of frozen, you know. And so but I there until recently there was no room for advancement at my company. The owner decided to sell out to a bigger entity. So I think there will be more chances, even if it means leaving the local office location and working from home. But but my thing is that I'm not technically those challenges of WordPress and everything got to me. And so my son is a graphic designer, and he uses Wix at work. And so started me out, but he said, well, they must only want to be using the Wix suite and not the other. And he says, here, I started it for you. Now you can go ahead, mom, and finish it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know. But sometimes I think I can. I We'll see how it goes. But
You can.
I just want to start my blogging, and some people say you can do it on Substack and you don't need a website, but I just feel like it would be best if I did. And I'm done talking for now.
Yeah, I'll drop my link in the chat if you want to talk more about that. I can maybe connect you to the right people. I'd be happy to do that. Okay.
Amazing. And I know you'll be able to get that business up and running. And, you know, Wix, you can do it, honestly. And definitely reach out with Jane, because Jane is number one, amazing at WordPress. And number two, amazing at Wix, honestly, because I know that you've been like dabbling more into the Wix and Squarespace with the instead of the WordPress, right, Jane?
I mean, it really depends on what someone's business is, you know,
That
like
is also true. Everybody's
yeah, like at
different. Yeah.
brandswan, you know, we only do our websites cost about 12,000.
Hmm.
And that's because we are building sort of like experiences. And so as a startup company, you know, going to our custom WordPresses isn't a smart business move in most industries, right?
For sure.
So I'm like, you know what, we can save some money by going to Wix. And then we start growing and you need your website to do more, you can do more. But it's really great for startups. So
I love
yeah.
that. Yeah, definitely connect with Jane for sure. Yeah, I mean, the being a family of entrepreneurs, yeah, it is a great and I bet you'll get a lot of information if you need to ask your dad something. I bet you can give him a call. It's kind of like a built-in like network essentially, where like you have somebody like it's a built-in mentor essentially for business. Do you talk to your dad often about business?
I don't. And
No.
when I did coaching last year, and it was really intense coaching just about, how to make a profitable business basically.
Hmm.
I Lord have mercy. Um, let's just say I've learned a few things now that I,
Oh,
I would
okay.
do it differently.
Oh, okay. Like what? Name one thing.
Hmm. Ugh, I'm blanking. Give me another question. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's just I like coming from a family of business owners, but then at the same time, I just kind of wish that it was a little different, maybe.
Yeah, see,
But
I'm so independent, Heather, that I don't
yeah,
ask for help. I don't ask for help. And
yeah,
so I go this alone. I look at my competitors, see what they're doing. I don't always have the full picture of that. And I just learned to do my own thing, and the one thing I will say about owning a business is your work is never done. You're never going to
yeah.
have a zero inbox. You're never going to have all your tasks completed. And that's the beauty of it as well, because it's a journey, it's an everyday thing. So if you have all this work and you can't get it done in a day, that's how it's supposed to be. But so long as you're meeting your deadlines, of course.
Of
Um,
course, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I love being an entrepreneur, and there are good things and bad things about it. Having to pay taxes at the end of the year if you don't pay your quarterlies, right? Um, there's I mean, the good thing is I get to be home for when my kids get home from school. That's a big thing for me. Because my mom was always home. Well, not always, let's be real. A lot of the time she was home, but then a lot of the time she wasn't on the weekends because she was doing her crafty things, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
um there's good things and bad things about being an entrepreneur and coming from a family of entrepreneurs. And the thing is though, I do remember looking up to my mom and being like, you know what, like that looks fun. I get to do and make my own schedule and just kind of like be my own boss, because I have a problem with authority. Like
Really, really.
really, really. I have a huge problem with authority. So I'm like, you know what? Like I think I'll just go and do the thing on my own. Just be my
You're
own.
such a rebel. I love it.
I hate I hate being having bosses. Don't tell me what to frickin' do. I get so mad at my husband telling me what to frickin' do. Don't tell me what to do. My mom and my
I
dad try to tell me what to.
love
Don't tell me what to
being told
do.
what to do. Are you kidding me?
Are
I'm
you
like,
serious?
yo, well, no, but yes. So basically, once I've removed myself from the deliverables, like you just have to rely on your team to know what's up. And so there are times where they correct me or they know what's going on before I do. And they might say, "Hey Jean, you have a meeting in 15 minutes." And I'm like, "Oh shit, thanks."
Okay, but
So
that's like business stuff. Like
oh
if
yeah.
I had like a manager being like, "Hey Heather, you have a meeting in 20 minutes." I'd be like, "Word, thank you." Like I don't have that. Like don't tell me what to do on how to run my business. Just but I
Oh
love that though
yeah.
for you. I do love that for you that somebody's like, "You can do this." Like you have this in 5 minutes and like
Yeah.
keeps you on track. Like I don't have that. So you also need to, I guess, be a self-starter if you're an entrepreneur. But if
Yes, a
you,
self-starter 100%.
yeah,
Yes.
I don't
Hey,
know.
we got Ace who wants to speak. Shall we bring him up? We got a little bit of time.
Oh, I don't see any hand raised on
Hold
Ace's
on,
thing.
I
Okay,
don't know
so
why I'm getting it and you're not getting it, but
that's fine.
ta-da, we
Things
have Ace.
happen.
Hello, Ace,
Ace,
unmute
how
and let
are
us know what
you?
your story is.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
I
Yes.
sure can.
Thank you. No, no. Well, no, I've been listening to you guys, and it kind of resonates with me at the moment. I'm working on a project at the moment that I've just started with my wife. Um, but I'm having a few SEO kind of issues. So when I saw the family entrepreneur group, I thought, you know what, this might be a good place to chime into and just have a little listen. Um, but at the moment I'm kind of struggling of getting it off the ground, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
By the way, let me just add, I do come from a business kind of background. Father owns his own business, brothers own their own business, sisters own their own businesses, and it's just like I actually run a trucking company, a logistics firm, but I'm trying to do something where me and my wife can kind of do something together, and yeah, I'm just having a bit. I'm having a bit of a what's the word? What's
You're
the
stuck.
word when yeah, I am stuck? Ah, yes, yeah, basically I am. So I created my website. I've got my product. I created my logos. I've bought the labels from like China to bring it down. Um, it looks pretty cool as well. I created the website. I first started off with WordPress because I'm more familiar with WordPress, but I had like a good 5, 6 years gap from touching WordPress, and there's been so many updates that I just couldn't keep up. So I
Yeah.
went and done the easy thing, and I just opened up a Shopify account. Uh, and
You know, yeah, we do free brand audits if you want me to take a look and just give you some pointers, I'd be happy to do that.
yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah. So where do
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
present
paste
it? Do
my
I just?
email in the chat. If you could just email me, I will send you what you need to get scheduled.
Thank you so much. So yeah,
You're
I've
welcome.
ended up making the website. Website actually looks pretty cool. Um, and then I ended up getting a TikTok, and I've hired like what do you call them? Like content creators to like make me videos and things like that. It's getting quite a lot of views, but my ROI is not it's not really that it's not really that great, you know. So I'm trying to just give it um that pump because I know the audience in TikTok they it's a highly purchased item, but it's like am I missing something? My keywords
Mm,
on Google, I am getting the clicks on Google as I look through my analytics. I'm getting my clicks, but it's just like it's not the I'm getting like 50 clicks a day. Maybe I need to rearrange my campaign a bit, but I'm getting 50 clicks a day. But I'm getting no purchases, and I've been through this before in the past. But I'm trying to
yeah.
not let that discourage me. So I'm trying to just keep pushing on. You know, um,
Yeah.
I
That makes
you
a lot of
yeah, sorry,
sense.
yeah. So I used to make tons of sites, quite a few years back, and there used to be some where I used to make quite a few sales, and there used to be the majority didn't make as many sales, but I'll get a very high click rate or a lot of visits to the stores. Um, but this product in particular is something I'm actually making at home, so it's not like something that I'm just like reselling from a supplier or anything like that. So
Got it.
yeah,
So you're
a little,
product based. Is that what I'm hearing? You're product based?
yeah,
Okay. Heather, I
I
think this
am.
is in your court, girlfriend. I mean, I'm thinking influencer. I don't know what I'm thinking. There's a lot.
I even made I even made a jingle for it. Well, not a jingle, but I made a rapper make a rap
What?
song about it. This is how crazy it is. I I've got some people to I got content creators to make content for it. Plus I ended up getting a rapper to make a rap song for it and I put it with the content and I put it out there. So I'm
Okay, I
getting
have to
views
see
on
this.
TikTok. Yeah, yeah, you gotta
I
see
gotta
this.
see
Wait,
this.
let me see this. Don't laugh at
Email
me too
me.
much, yeah?
Yeah, email me. I pasted it in the chat. I want to learn more about this, and I'll loop
Hold
Heather
on.
in.
Hold on.
For
I'm gonna
sure.
send it to you
Yeah,
now.
that's an
Hold on.
integrated strategy, my dude.
Yeah, definitely hit up
No,
Jane. Definitely share that rap with her. Just wanted to say hello to Favor and Anetta down in the audience, and thank you, Kelsey, for being here the entire time. Yeah, super excited. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys, for being here on Dark Mode Live, the podcast, and thank you for listening on the replays and on the podcast at darkmodelive.com. Any news notifications, Jane, that we need to be made aware of?
Oh gosh. Well, so I've been, you know how crappy I'm about news, I've just been trying to stay away
Mm,
from it because it's so triggering for me.
I feel
But I
you.
will say something interesting, and this is more about brand positioning, but McDonald's replaces Starbucks as the quote, air quotes, most valuable restaurant brand. And people are like absolutely ripping Starbucks to shreds for their brand positioning because they're saying like their mission and their vision is woo woo. They're like, dude, you sell coffee. Like you're getting so far away from coffee that you're
How
lost in the
I'm
sauce.
sorry, how is Starbucks woo woo though? Like they
Exactly. So
I mean, and
I'll
like
send you the
even their like positioning on like societal like topics is not like oh my god, like what? That doesn't even make sense. People
it,
think that they know what they're talking about on the internet, and it just blows my mind every
well,
goddamn
all
time.
right, we're gonna name this guy wrote this article. Let's see. Of course,
Mm-mm-mm.
it's not. I had it open. Now it's not loading. Come on,
That's
man.
okay.
All right, got it. So yeah, they're just saying this
How does
guy
that make
named Mark
sense?
Ritson ripped into Starbucks in the brand positioning, and they say that like they never truly know what the appeal is to customers. Like it's crazy. Like he's very blatant and just saying they don't know what the hell they're doing. And he says that's a shame because it can cut through the self-inflated bullshit of its silly series of mission statements and get to the grips with its actual appeal. The company and its customers could be infinitely better served. So I'm like, damn, okay, you better. I mean, that's a really strong statement to make. So this guy must
Yeah,
be,
but that's the thing though. Like, and this is what is kind of like annoying me with like, I don't know, the whole landscape right now is like, I want to know if your company is like getting coffee from a sustainably sourced location and area and people, and are you paying that, into, that section of, or those people who are getting the coffee like a livable wage, and like I want to know these things, like I want to like, and so it just bothers me where it's like when people are out here telling companies to don't rely on your brand positioning and your mission statement and just sell your damn coffee. I'm like, well, dude, like I don't want to buy coffee if it's like sourced from child labor. Like I'm not going to go
I
do
know, right?
that. And so like I just think there's this like washing right now of like any empathy out of business, and it's kind of pissing me off a little bit. So,
Yeah, I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to stick to my values.
that's
I'm
right.
going to just treat everyone the way I want to be treated, and
Yeah.
karma will take care of it.
That is right, because karma is a bitch and karma is real. Just to put that out there.
Yeah,
So yeah, I know I have a hard stop coming up. So let's wrap up. Everybody, thank you so much for being here on Dark Mode. We discussed the family entrepreneur. Jane and I are from a just a family of entrepreneurs, basically. Her dad, my mom, my sisters.
so, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing before I leave this topic. My cousin, if you anybody lives in Boston, go visit my cousin at Honeycomb Creamery. They were named
Mm.
one of the top small batch ice cream companies in Boston by the Boston Globe. So if you're in Boston, go check that out. They have amazing flavors, like random flavors. It's like I can't even name one right now. They're just so random. It would be like cactus and agave with
Love it.
like complete
Frankenfurter
random ice cream.
macaroni.
Yeah. Um so please support the fam and go check them out. But yeah, next week we will be back for another episode, and that is on April Fool's Day, next Tuesday, April 1st, and we're talking about foolish feeds. We are talking about what you do if you make a foolish mistake on social media, and like if you make a really bad error on your feed, and how to kind of come back from that. So that's what we are discussing next Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST, 9 a.m. PST here on Clubhouse. And make sure you catch the replay here on Clubhouse and on darkmodelive.com, or listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Jane, anything else?
Dark mode disabled.